Right, in this video we wanted to take just a moment to clarify a couple common misconceptions or points of confusion that often occur with sprinkler timers and when homeowners are getting started in irrigation. This is an industry that's full of its own sort of unique vernacular and sort of abbreviations and terms for things, and so you'll hear a lot of different words thrown around, which may be very confusing and contradictory to one another. But hopefully we can explain some of them with regards to at least timers today and how those work and what you're looking for. So here we've got one of our standard timers that uses the easy set logic programming function, and we've done another video on how that works and an example of programming something, but just running over some of the terms that we commonly see. So a few of the terms you're going to hear is programs and start times and stations, and what do those all mean? So let's run through those. First of all, a station, you might hear the word station or valve or zone. Those all mean the same thing. So this timer, for example, is a 6-station timer. It's got, you can see, 6 separate zones here. We make some timers that have 12, some that have 4 stations, some that have 9, some that have 2 or 3 that attach to your hose. Basically what the stations are referring to is the individual number of unique zones or valves that can be attached. So each one of these would attach to one valve on the solenoid, and this could accommodate up to 6 different valves. So that's a normal sized yard. If you had a rather large yard, you might use a 12 station or even a couple timers in tandem. So that's what a station means. Now, when we talk about a start time on this timer, you'll notice that we have a start time, for example. This contains 4 separate start times. That does not refer to each individual station, because you would be saying to yourself, well, this has 6 stations, but it only has 4 start times. Well, on our easy set logic programming, each start time will run through every single zone for the allotted amount of time on that program. So there's some confusion right there. Let's go through that. So this one here, we have program A, B, and C. We're in program A, and if we put a start time for 5 a.m., it's going to run through every station for the amount of time I have it set for. So if I set station 1, let's say, for 5 minutes, it'll run station 1 for 5 minutes. Let's say I want to run station 2 for 4 minutes. Station 3, I want to run for 10 minutes. Let's say I wanted to skip station 4, I would just leave it without any time at all, and it would be skipped. And so on, all the way through all the stations. Station 5, station 6, I could, add the appropriate amount of time that I wanted to do. So that's what a start time is. Now, the reason I have multiple start times is because in irrigation, let's say we wanted our lawn to get 20 minutes worth of water. Well, in actuality, for most people's soil, if you run the sprinklers for that long, there's a good chance the soil won't be able to absorb all that water that's put down in a single 20-minute period. And what would result is flooding and runoff, which is just basically wasted water. It would run off into the gutter and down into the storm drain. And that water's not actually helping water the lawn in that case. So in that case, you use multiple start times, and instead of running for 20 minutes consecutively, you would break it up into, say, 2 10-minute intervals, or maybe 3 7-minute intervals or something like that. And you would place sort of a buffer between each of those intervals, so you might run it for 10 minutes and then let it sit for 20 minutes, giving that water enough time to saturate and really penetrate the soil, so that when you come back for the next 10-minute interval, it's not going to just flood and run off into the gutter. And that helps develop deep roots, which allow your grass to be greener even in the very hot months with much less water. So hopefully that has resolved the difference between what a station is as opposed to what a start time is. Just to recap, a start time on our timers dictates when it will begin running the entire program for for the entire length of the program. So program A, for example, you'll remember we have each station set to a different time. One station was even skipped, and it would run through that entire cycle once for each start time. And I could give it another start time if I wanted it to run through again. So that's how you would do a start time and a station. That's the difference. And a final thing we wanted to clarify, we just touched on it briefly in our last explanation, was the difference between a program and a station. So this again is a timer that has 6 stations, but all of our timers, all of our underground timers that contain the easy set logic have A and a B program, and some of them actually have a C program. The program does not refer to the individual stations. Each of the stations are numbered. The program, again, refers to the entire cycle that you put this through. Where that comes in helpful is if you have different types of watering needs throughout your yard. So for example, your lawn may require that you water it every other day, whereas you might have some shaded flower beds that really only need watered once every 3rd day or every 4th day. Or you might have some like planter boxes with drip that need to be watered every day. So separating those out, that's what programs allows you to do, is create sort of a different cycle, a different program for the different watering needs within your yard. Stations, again, we're just referring to the individual valves, the individual zones. Again, there's that sort of different vernacular that's all being used for really the same thing. So hopefully that resolves some confusion when it comes to our timers. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below.